Today I'm making ceramic hooks. Stick around and I'll show you how I make them and break them. So I'm going to be cutting up slabs into pieces, and I thought it would be easiest to make a wood template using the laser so that I can have really consistent results. So I'm going to make 4 hooks in total. 3 of them I'm going to use 3/8 inch thick clay, and 1 I'm going to use 1/2 inch, and we'll see if there's a difference and how much weight these things can hold. Okay, so I've got 3 of these assembled, and I have one more, the 1/2 inch one. So I thought I'd show you how I do it. They have stiffened, but they're still flexy, so I want to be as respectful as I can to limit deforming them. So I'll drag them over to the edge and take a scoring tool, score the edge. In the same way, I'll just find the middle and connect the dots. And might as well get this piece done as well. Okay, first thing first. Put a little slip down. I'll wipe the rest away with my fingers, so I'm not terribly concerned about having too much. And I'll rub it back and forth. I'm not sure if you do that, but I tend to rub the joint in. So there we go. So here's how I do it. I roll out a coil and I just give it a quick dip in water. Some might argue that's a little bit much, but I don't generally paint water on the joint, so I expect the full measure of water it's going to get is going to come from that dip. And while it's slick, I try to push it in, and I'll get the other side on. I'll wet my fingers and I'll rub those in. This is the general idea. I don't like pushing them in if I have nothing to push against, so I find it helpful to keep your fingers slippery and just keep working it until it looks right. I am also taking the time to check that these look square, and I'll periodically check them, although at some point real quick here I'm not going to be comfortable moving them at all, but now's the time to shove them around a little bit and ensure they look square. Okay, so here they are out of the bisque. They all did quite well. So they do have curves in them. This one is kind of bending this way, and these two, the hook kind of goes a little bit this way. This is probably the most severe of the group, but we'll find out if that makes a difference. And the 1/2 inch piece actually turned out pretty straight. So one thing I am going to do is I'm going to make sure that I clean up here, and I'm going to take a diamond bit and I'll go ahead and drill them out. It's way easier to drill out holes when it's not fully vitrified, so I'll clean those out, and I'm going to put a little dab of wax in each hole before I dunk them, and we'll clean the backs and I'll fire them upright like this. Okay, so here they are out of the kiln. You can see I had another piece drip all over them. That was super frustrating. But I went through with a diamond bit and drilled them out. And this one right here even broke the corner. I super glued that back on. But you can see, look how squirrely that one was. So we're gonna break these two. We're gonna break the thick one. And then this one, it got the least amount of glaze and it's fairly straight. I'm going to install that out in the yard, and we're going to do a long-term test on this one. So One at a time, I'm going to screw these up to the post. We're going to hang the rain barrel on it and fill it full of water till it breaks. So I have an old olive barrel sold as a rain barrel, and I have the rim on, but the inner lid removed. And now I just need to drill 3 holes so we can hang it. I'm going to use these plant hanger things, one for each hole.
It's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.
Well, it's going in fast. That's 44 pounds so far. I'm going to be happy with anything over 100. Okay, that's 52 pounds. 70 pounds. Okay, 90 pounds. Okay, that's 100 pounds. Oh, I hear wood giving way. Come take a look. It's actually pulling a chunk of the post out. Okay, let me go get a strap. We're going to wrap it around that and continue until it breaks. Okay, we're at 100 pounds. Let's keep going. 110, 120. Okay, so let's take a look at how it broke. This went down into the barrel, but looks like I have one piece right there, and then there is another little missing bit right there. I don't know what I expected to see, but actually, if anything, I would have thought that maybe I would have snapped off the tip of the hook or something, but yeah, so hell of a lot of weight though. Yeah, this one has a little bit of a different shape to it, kind of twisted. I'm curious to see if that makes a difference in how much weight it will hold. So here's my theory. I don't want it to fall back into the bucket, so I'm going to take this strap. We'll just tie it. Hopefully that won't make any effect on our readings. Tie it off. And just put it back here, and that way when it falls, hopefully this does not go into the barrel. There's 50 pounds. 60 pounds. So it worked, kept it out of the barrel. This is really interesting. We got way more pieces this time and just completely shattered. I don't know what that means. If it was, I don't know what that means. It was quite a bit less weight than the other one too. But again, I would have thought that it would have had something more to do with this arm here, but perhaps that twist, that's where the stress goes. I don't pretend to understand, but it did break very differently. Number 3. Yes, we got some twisting. This is the only one that had some twisting in the base. But I want you to recall, look how much thicker that is. I have high hopes. I'm hoping I should be able to get over 150 pounds on this. But we'll see. Okay, that's 60 pounds right there. Okay, that's 72 pounds right there. 90? Okay, 101. 110. 120, 130, 140, 150, 162. Just over 170. It's 180 pounds. 190, 200 pounds.
Good.
It is good. I'm surprised we have 200 pounds. 201. 210. 220. 230. 240. Well, that was exciting. We had one big piece, and then the hook itself broke. And I can't wait to go look back at the slow-mo, which one went first. Because this was really where I thought it was going to break on all of them, and it just didn't. But the amount of additional weight that you can hold with this thick clay is, I was shocked. I did not expect to get that much weight on it. So I call that a win. Okay, so the point of all this is to figure out whether or not a plant hook can handle one of these baskets. So let's see what this weighs. 12.5 pounds. And actually, I would guess it would weigh more than that. And it could use a little water. So here's my long-term test hook I installed on a post in the garden. You know, for these small pots, regardless of whether they hold 70 or 80 pounds or 110 pounds, it's more than enough for these small pots that we're using. Well, I hope you enjoyed. Leave me a comment below. I hope you subscribe, and especially let me know if you've made something like this before.
Shh.